Just a quick sound check. Just a quick sound check, please. Can everybody hear me? Kevin? Right, I'm gonna have to bring you in. I can see you there. I have to bring you in myself. Hold on. I can see your name there, but obviously I don't know. You should come in on your own, really, from the link. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can.
Right. Okay, guys, we got the sound going. Gerwin's online. I've got a few yeses there from Ian and Dev. Dawn is saying there's no sound, but you probably find there is sound now, Dawn. So we've got a few people and a few yeses coming in. So yeah, I'll just get the ball rolling. I know Gerwin has just come back off holidays, so I'm going to just quickly share my screen. I can see there's a few new people on tonight, so a few of you probably don't even know me because I've been doing a bit of promoting over the last few days of this webinar. So we've got a few new people on, so I'll just do a quick introduction to myself. Just 2 seconds while I get my screen up. You see the screen going?
Yep.
Okay, here we go then. Like I said, my name is Adrian Hibbert. I'm based in Cardiff, in South Wales. I'm actually based in Surrey between Penarth and Barry. That's a photograph of myself there, Virginia, and her two daughters, Charlotte and Laura. I'm a property professional and internet marketer. I started off in British Gas in 1986 and carried out 10 years of work in the rat race, basically. I took a £15,000 redundancy payment, nice little payout there in 1996 after 10 years of service. And I also had a £3,000 top-up payment to use for my choice, really, of any other job that I wanted to move forward on. And I chose to become a driving instructor for the first 2 years after leaving British Gas. That didn't quite work out as planned, but I then set up my taxi business. That was for another 2 years stint there from 1997 to 1999. That was a bit more lucrative. I had about 6 or 7 taxis on the go. The rent was coming in and plenty of business. Me and my ex-partner at the time set up a company called Sully Cars based between, as I was saying, Barry and Penarth. I also had a mobile phone business in 1999. I was always a bit of a gadget guy in those days, and I set up my own mobile phone business, selling at the time flashing areas, vibrating batteries, the carry cases, the chargers. They were all the in thing at the time, and on a massive markup on profits in them days. I don't think there's as much profit now, but it was a great return on investment back in those days. But property was my main thing, and after taking voluntary redundancy, with my first, my grandson sadly died, and rather than my mother sell her property on the open market, I decided to buy the property from my mother. So I basically paid her £12,000 for my first property, taking a mortgage. I bought my second property 2 years later, again with a 10% deposit, still using my redundancy money at the time. And then I went on to acquire 36 properties between sort of 1994 and 2007. And basically that's my main income as of today. That's what I basically live off. That's what I've been living off for the last 10 years. When the property market slowed down in around 2007, 2008, I decided it was a good time to take a holiday, so I moved to Spain for 2 years. Too much of a good thing, really. 6 months hanging around, drinking in the bars, karaoke, enjoying myself. So it was a great first 6 months, but too much of a good thing. At the end of the day, I got bored and then started to look for work while in Spain. And luckily enough, I got a job with Atlas International. They're the biggest property sales company on the Costa Blanca. So then I was doing inspection trips, picking up people from the airport and doing the 3-day inspection trips, showing them around and selling property. But at the same time, while in Spain, I was also looking for other ways of making money on top of my property income. So basically, I started to go online and Googling sort of make money online, how to make money online. I'm looking for basically these sort of quick fix, looking for basically an extra income, so I'm more of a passive income to add to my property income. I got involved in a few programs, as they were called, or some of them are still called programs, and they come and go. I got involved with a few of those. They didn't last. Yes, I did make some money, and I lost a lot of money at the same time. So, but finally, I came across what I feel is the best business I've seen since 2008, and that's a company called Viral Angels. I've been watching Viral Angels for the last 2 years, well, 2.5 years since it launched. But at the time, it just wasn't right for me. 2.5 years ago, I was still too busy with my property business. But Gerwin approached me in May this year. I joined. I set up a monthly payment, basically a gold package. In the first month, started paying €89 a month. The second month, I upgraded to a platinum package, €145 a month. I also put €5,000 in cash on a credit card payment, rather, of my own money. And most of that was put into invested into Trig Media, which is one of the companies that's in the back office of Viral Angels. And that money, that 5,000, has actually turned into around, I think it's around 39,000 now as of today, because we've got a sale price on Viral Angel on the Trig Media platform at around 7.5 cents. So I'm just waiting to cash in on my shares over the next 4 to 8 weeks. That's the chairman of Viral Angels. I met out in Sweden. I went up there with Gerwin and James Roney, one of the other Viral Angels reps, a friend of mine. So I met Philip Reeves from London. He is the chairman, basically, and with 40 years of financial background. So he certainly knows his stuff. And that's the CEO of Viral Angels, Anthony Norman. And that he was giving his presentation at the Viral Angels head office in Stockholm. There's some photographs there of me and James at the airport. And Trig there, Trig Media, Trig Money. There's a sponsorship there on the Porsche car outside the head office in Stockholm. And that was just me and James arriving there in Stockholm on a bit of a layabout just before we checked into the hotel. But anyway, guys, I'll pass you over to a guy called Gerwin Duggan now, and Gerwin's been in this business since the start, right from the start, basically 2.5 years ago, and he is the main leader within the Viral Angels business, one of the top earners, I think, next to his upline, a guy called Anders. So he's been involved a lot longer than me, and obviously making a lot more money than me. So what I'll do, I'll pass over to Gerwin. Gerwin, are you there?
I am.
And I know, Gerwin, you met, how did this all start? Did you meet the CEO, Anthony Norman, on a boat trip to Sweden, is that correct?
Correct, yes. Met Tony, and obviously I knew Anders previously, and we were shown this opportunity, and to be honestly, a lot of us didn't understand what it was about, because I've never been in corporate finance or anything like that. I didn't know what the stock market was. But it sounded like an absolutely tremendous opportunity, and we started, and it was not the easiest thing to do in the first couple of months, 6 months, 12 months. But as we gathered momentum and more people joined the business, then obviously the amount of people that we could, or the amount of money being brought into the company, meant that Viral Angels could invest in very high quality companies. And the past 12 months have been amazing. The growth has been quite staggering, and the investments which we've received over the past few years are really coming to fruition now. And this is my main source of income, and it's something which I'm very proud to be a part of.
Okay, Gerwin, cheers. I'll just pass over the screen to you. I've stopped sharing my screen, so you can start to share your screen now.
Okay, can you see that? You should be able to.
Not quite yet. Nothing yet. Hold on.
Hold on.
No, not yet. No.
Right, let me just go back to the Hangout a sec, and I will try again. Share. Right, can you see that now?
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, excellent. Fire away.
Fantastic. Well, if I sound a little bit tired, I've been travelling all day. I've been to Morocco for a week's break. So I've actually forgotten how to speak English because there's nobody speaks English there. It's very French. So, but we managed to sign up 2 people in Viral Angels. So we got our first reps in Morocco now. So that's fantastic. And when they seen this, it absolutely blew their minds. They've never seen anything like it. Like a lot of people haven't. So what it is Viral Angels is a credit union, and it's a closed club of private investors, which was founded in 2012 in July, like we've just said, where we've seen it on a boat going from Sweden to Finland, which was different. It's currently operating in a lot more than 17 countries, and we've got members in a lot more than 70 countries. The main office is in Stockholm in Sweden, but that's being transferred to London because the actual Viral Angels AB, as it's called, is now registered in I think it's Flintoff Street in London, which is brilliant. So the bulk of the business will be conducted out of the London office from the new year. So what does Viral Angels do? First of all, it selects companies and takes a strong stockholding position in those companies. Now, what they do, that will increase the number of shareholders, because at the moment we got roughly 5,500 to 6,000 active members, and that means that any company that Viral Angels invests in obviously in exchange for shares in that company, which are then divided between the Viral Angels members, gives that company a big shareholder base. And obviously, to go to the stock market, then companies need shareholders. So Viral Angels instantly offers that. It also offers capital, because it will invest in those companies. So the way that this goes is that if somebody's paying a membership, then a percentage of that membership goes to investments in companies. They get paid, or Viral Angels then gets a percentage of that company in shares, and those shares are then divided between the members, dependent on what membership level they're on. So obviously, the higher the level, then the more shares that you actually get. And what that does then is obviously prepares and helps them to an initial public offering. Now, Viral Angel stock holdings are distributed as follows. First of all, 80% are allocated to the members, and 20% are retained by Viral Angels. Now, I'll give you an example of that. Back in May or June, we took on a company called MyCab, and VA took 10% of that company, VA being Viral Angels, and that equated to 40 million shares. So 8 million of those shares would have been retained by Viral Angels, and 32 million were divided between the members, which makes us all stockholders in that company. So what you get free shares by weekly allocations. Now, I was going to say we usually do this on a Wednesday, but I wasn't in the country yesterday, so we're doing it on a Thursday. So Wednesday evening at around about 11 o'clock UK time, we are allocated shares in different companies. This week, we had shares in a company called Athabasca, which is looking very likely to go public within the next month, and that's pretty exciting. We can't trade them particular shares in the back office now because of that impending flotation. So become a shareholder in handpicked companies. There's no need for massive personal capital, because all you do is pay a fixed, affordable monthly membership that fits your budget. I always say to people, this is a long-term savings plan, investment plan, and you never want to invest more than what you can afford, because it's better to stay in this long-term rather than come in at a high package and not being able to continue at all because you've overinvested in the beginning. So be very frugal in what you do, and realize that you pay into this what you can afford. The other thing is you can trade those shares when you want, and there's no need to wait until they're listed. So you can actually, there's a peer-to-peer trading platform in the VA back office, which you can trade freely between members. And as soon as you've made a purchase, then that money goes directly into the seller's account, and vice versa as well. So it's in real time, and there's a sizable amount of money which you can earn. We do a back office training on a Wednesday at 8 o'clock, which everybody should have the link for. And the more companies that we got online, then the more exciting the trading becomes. We just had a wine company introduced over the last 7 days as well. So anybody who likes wine, that's pretty cool. Now, at your membership levels, you've got a certain amount of memberships. Silver has now been discontinued, so you've got from gold to black diamond, and that's from €89, which is roughly 68 to 70 pounds, at the black diamond, which is around about 760 something. And what you get for them is obviously you get your share allocations. Anything platinum or above, you also get what's called the option pool, which means you get more than one allocation per week. Last week, for instance, it was 3, and but you get the extra allocations from platinum and above. But the amount of shares that you get do go exponential. In other words, if you had 100, and this is an example, if you had 100 shares of gold, then a black diamond you would have had 1,168. So it's not 16 times as much, but you get 16 times as many, or nearly 17 times as many shares. But once again, only go with what you can afford. So what's the membership benefits? First of all, weekly share allocations. You get the access to the VA trading platform. You get access to the VA bonus program, which, believe me, if you build this and take it seriously, it can become incredibly lucrative. You get access to education and training through VA TV, and you can also purchase a T24 black card if you wanted to. But withdrawals are easily done directly to your bank account, and they're very, very quick as well, unless you put the wrong digits in, which some people do. So if you are actually making a withdrawal, make sure that you actually be careful and you put the correct bank account number in there. Otherwise, it won't reach your bank account. And I know that sounds pretty straightforward and not obvious, but believe me, people make mistakes. Right, why is VA the better way? First of all, the normal way to invest in shares is to find the right company. It wouldn't have been a couple of months ago. People would have thought that oil stocks, as an example, like BP and all the rest of them, would have been a good company. But nobody knew the global demand was going to drop for it, and the share prices on these companies have dropped absolutely incredibly over the last couple of months. And we've actually got an oil company floating, our Athabasca, but it's more of a technology company. So it's we were speaking to Philip Reed, who's the chairman. And like he said, because it's a technology company, then its share is not going to get influenced by the price of oil at the moment. So you need solid personal capital. You also need knowledge and experience, and you have to wait until the company is listed if you want to sell your shares. Now, there's many different. I was watching. Unfortunately, when I was away, I've had one television channel, which was BBC World Service, and they have some actually interesting. Interesting articles on there, and it was saying this morning about a company. I can't remember. It's peer-to-peer loans, and there's other ones coming up called the investment clubs, where people give small amounts of money to startup companies, and that particular company is floating on the stock market. I think it was $4 billion. This is incredible, and we are the largest private equity club in the world at the moment, and it's exciting to see that this sort of small scale crowdfunding is so popular. But we've got a real advantage over many other of these companies, because they're not suitable for the small scale investor. The VA way is that VA will do it for you. There's an affordable monthly fee. There's no experience required. And you can sell your shares at a time, even before the company is listed, which is not realistically the best way to do this, but you certainly could if you wanted to. Like with the Trig, some people have sold, which are going to be sold off over the next 6 to 8 weeks. So they're starting now, but it's a process because they're selling on the Frankfurt stock market. Personally, I've converted all of my shares, and because I'm with Trig, I'm in for the long term. The guys behind Trig, they've locked their own shares up for 2 years. They have a plan. I want to follow millionaires rather than selling my stocks at the moment to pay and I always say this to people, the worst case scenario with any investment is to sell an asset to buy a liability. Is to sell something which is going to go up in value to buy something like a car which is going to go down in value. And unfortunately, people do make that mistake. But there's lots of education in VA to train people on how to create wealth, which is what I say about this, because I've been around this sort of industry, like Adrian, for a long, long time. And you know, I've seen people, I've seen companies come, I've seen companies go. And I've made a good living out of it, along with a lot of other people. But at the end of the day, VA is more of a wealth creation company rather than just making a living, which you can do from a job. Okay. Trade with Viral Angels. You can trade shares before they're listed. There's no broker fee. There's low share costs. And when I say there's no broker fee, some of the companies are already floated on some stock markets. And if you do trade those shares, there is a small broker fee of €8, because obviously the broker has to be paid their commission. But any internal trading is completely and utterly free. Okay, so you've got a low share cost and high profit. Now, you can build your club, you can invite new members, and watch your income grow. Now, the way that you want to look at VA is the money or the income, the wealth, is in the free share allocations, and it's to a degree it fades into it. It makes the income from the affiliate side of this flake into insignificance. But you can actually make a sizable income from actually developing the network. Because one thing which you can say about VA is it's very, very open to everybody. After many, many years in this business, I have never, my son has never been interested in anything I've ever done, and neither have my father, who's 80 years old. But VA was appealing to my son and both to my father. I've never been, I've always been confident about what I've done, but I've never been so confident to put, you know, every member of my family into this. And you know, they're so far they're all very, very, very happy. I might even get a Christmas present off them this year. Who knows? Okay, your income options are: you get direct bonus in 5 levels, you get monthly bonus, leadership bonuses, cash quarterly bonuses, and annual leadership bonus, special promotions, and share bonuses. Now, the way that it works is you get paid in 5 levels. So let's take that from gold. If you offer the membership to somebody else and they joined up as a gold, then you would get a real-time bonus of €10. And so on at level 1. Then if they put somebody in, you get 3. If they put somebody in, you get 2. If they put somebody in, you get 2. If they put somebody in, you get 4. Down to 5 levels. And I know that level 1 is actually level 0, so that is actually 5 levels. And they can mount up. When you've got a large team of people and you're having an average of, say, €6 per member, then you can imagine that if you're getting 30, 50 a day, then it's quite a sizable income. Now, on top of that, you get a monthly bonus once you've reached certain levels, and you can check these out in the back office. Last period, we had some new senior managers. I know Adrian's on the verge of going executive manager. Is that correct? Yes, it is. And you know, the higher you go up, then the more monthly bonuses you actually achieve, and they get very nice. On top of that, you get a monthly, what's called a leader bonus, and that is a percentage payment of any activity below the 5th level. So you literally get paid anything. If you're an executive manager, as an example, then you get 0.5% of the turnover of anything below level 5. And on top of this, you get a one-time quarterly bonus, a director, senior director, executive director, president. And I know that Anders won't mind me telling you this, but his executive director bonus, quarterly bonus this month was near enough €40,000. So and mine was well into 5 figures. So I'm not complaining about this one at all. So on top of that, you've got annual leadership bonuses, which are paid out yearly, and these turn into sizable incomes for your reward for building the team and building the Viral Angels member base. Now, these are average incomes, which you can expect at these levels, but believe me, they're it's a lot more than that. So we like to underestimate everything in VA. So basically, make your decision. be one of the first in the new worldwide business. Remember one thing, that this is going to cut off at 25,000 members. When do they expect it to happen? Who knows? When would I say it was going to happen? After the main campaign that we're going to run in January? Maybe 12 months. But at 25,000 members, the doors will be closed, because they want to offer their members value. And obviously, like they've said, they don't want to become the biggest company in the world. They want to become the best, and to offer every single member tremendous value. So use your chance and start making money. And if you are not a member, then just you want to check it out, just join it for free. Get with a person who's actually invited you onto this Hangout, and just look at it and see what you think, and then just buy yourself a membership package and watch your share portfolio grow. And if you decide to build the network, then watch your income grow as well. So with that, Adrian, I'll hand you back to you.
Okay, thanks, Kevin, for that great presentation. I'm just putting the chat bar now. Any questions? Any questions, guys? Put them in the chat bar.
Bingo.
Hmm?
One bingo. I don't know what that means.
No, I think Mike Cox has had a few getting into the Hangout, but he finally got in apparently.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, the plan is, guys, with these webinars, Hangouts, is to do them at least every fortnight, with a view to do them every week as the team grows. So the more people, the more prospects and team members you can bring along to this, and obviously the more beneficial for everyone. But obviously Christmas is obviously just 2 weeks away, so we'll probably be having one now, I would have thought, the first week into the new year. So it gives me enough time, and obviously all my team members enough time to start promoting the next webinar. But basically, Gavin, do you know of any other updates? Obviously, you've been away for a week on holiday.
Yeah, I was on the. I know you missed part of it yesterday, but there's some exciting things which Phil Reed is actually developing, and one of those is that he was saying that when companies are going public, in the 3 to 4 months leading up to the flotation, then they've got a severe cash flow problem, because that's when the money is being absorbed by the listing process. And as an example, Trig cost 600,000 euros to float. So what he was saying was that there's a good chance in the new year that the VA will be offering investments into these companies, which are guaranteed to float within 3 months, and to give the members the opportunity to get some very, very low-cost shares in those or investments into those companies. And like Phil said yesterday, it's almost a guaranteed instant profit on that one. So did you catch that bit, Adrian, or was you out of the webinar by then?
No, I think I missed that bit. I caught the last 10 minutes of it.
Yeah, that was an exciting update, and I was like, wow, that'll be absolutely fantastic. But when you see the way that then there was a question about the regulations and everything, and the fact is that, don't quote me, I can't remember the name of it, but VA have partnered up with a broker company which is fully regulated and listed with all the financial institutions and everything, and that gives VA a tremendous amount of credibility in London, which is ultimately why VA is going to be spending, or why the offices are going to be there as well. Because the London market is a lot bigger than the Swedish one, and with the contacts that Philip Reed got, I think next year is just going to be absolutely incredible for this company, and for all its members. So all you got to remember in this is patience is a virtue, because you're in stocks and shares. You do not become a millionaire overnight. It takes a little bit of time. We're not offering people a get-rich-quick scheme. We're certainly not offering somebody something for nothing, because they're paying a membership fee. But as long as you've got a little bit of patience, and remember that if you want a lot of money out of shares, you can't just expect it overnight. You've got to give it a little bit of time. Just like like I said, personally, I'm not selling my trigs, but imagine the guy in 1976 who owned I think it was 15% of Apple, and he sold them for $500 and if he kept them today, they'd be worth 16.5 billion. And there's going to be some serious mistakes made over the next couple of years with people in VA, but we'll all live and learn. We will all live and learn, and have a good journey together as we.
And that's the key here, isn't it? This is not a get-rich-quick fix. This is at least a 12-month plan from a savings point of view, isn't it? At least 12 months.
Correct. I didn't pull any. I pull a nice income out of VA now, but I didn't pull anything out of this. I just invested and invested and invested and invested for the first nearly 2 years, and from April of this year, started to sort of withdraw an income from it, if you like, and it's been a very good year. That's all I can say.
And basically, like I said, a lot of people start off. They come in too heavy, don't they? They come in at a higher amounts, and then they struggle. Rather than come in at say 500 or 1,000 euros a month, and then not be able to afford the second or third month, you're better off just coming in at 89 or at least 145. Is that right?
I always say 145. That's the preferential. If somebody's on a low budget, then that's the preferential pack, because you obviously get a tremendous amount more shares at platinum than you do at gold. So whereas if gold, can anybody if there's anybody on a gold membership, I'd just say how many Athabasca shares did you get last night? Can anybody let me know, because I don't know.
Yeah, I'll check the.
Have a look, because I got the screen open, but
let me share my screen. I go into my my back office.
Hang on, I can have a look.
Right here, go and share my screen. I'll click on to
yeah, check on
the allocation history on the left. Allocation history. This brings up. Can you see my screen?
Right. So a black diamond had 500 Athabascas, right? Yesterday. Now these have been. I know they've stopped trading last week because of the impending float, but they were bouncing around £1.36, weren't they?
Yeah.
All right. So you got £1.36 times 500. That's 680 pounds, which is around about 850 euros. So you got 850 euros there in 1 week.
Yeah.
That's 1 week. So that's almost the cost of the package.
Yeah.
So but then if you take it as gold, then you had 30. Right, I can see that. Thank you everybody there. Times 1.38 times 30 equals. Then that's £41.50. So you had €50. You had basically about £50 back in Athabasca shares on last night's allocation. Whereas somebody on Black Diamond nearly had their full package back.
Yeah.
Whereas somebody on gold had half of it. That's because of the exponential amount of shares that you get.
And this allocation history goes right back to the start when Vital Angels kicked off in 2012, isn't it? July the 13th.
Yeah.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah. So it's that's what I'm saying. When the allocation last night was bloody fantastic, to be honest. So, but if you count what somebody's had as a black diamond over the past 3 months, just in Athabascas, then they've doubled their money just on that particular stock.
Right. Let's go back to my other screen. Hold on, 2 seconds. Yeah, there's 1 or 2 questions coming in.
Deval, I wouldn't make. None of us will know that until it goes on the stock market. Otherwise, we'd be. If any of us knew that, we'd probably be arrested tomorrow for insider trading. And you can never tell what the listing price is going to be on these until the day that they go on. Even with Trig Social, nobody knew the price of Trig Social until about 15 minutes before the market on that particular day. That question will never be answered.
But hopefully the plan is that we get the shares, hopefully, at a lesser price than what they float at. That's the plan, hopefully, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah. Most of us who bought Athabasca in the beginning were buying them at 40 cents.
Mm.
Well, realistically, you just who knows what they're going to go at. It depends on market demand for them at that particular day and what the regulators and the financial institutions and the independent valuers have valued it at.
Mm. Chris had just asked a question about did we just answer that one? The chance to convert TMG back to TMS. Will there be another chance to convert TMG to TMS?
I don't know. Anders did say that maybe in a new year after all of these have been actually sold.
Right.
But if you actually, can I share my screen a second with you?
Yeah.
Just once more. Right.
Like I said, a lot of people. I'm not saying I find it quite sad, but €89 a month as a basic of starting this business, that's around 75, between 70 and 75 pounds. It's not enough. It's not that much to ask really from a savings plan point of view, is it? Because what do you put into a pension? What do you put into an ISA? What do you put into your building into your bank account every month from your wages?
Exactly. Can you see my screen there?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, now, yeah. If you can,
guys, just for your information, because there's been a bit of chatting going on in the Skype room I've been reading, and
can you blow it up a bit? Can you do a Control and Plus or Command and Plus just to blow it up a little bit? That's it.
Okay. So guys, this is today's trading on the stock market. Now, the way that and this is if you're new and you then ignore what I'm going to say because this is obviously about the trig sale. Then what you've got is that they're selling off they're selling off these in blocks on a day because they cannot go into dump millions of shares on the market even if they got buyers because it's going to affect the share price too much. It's all supply and demand. That's what it is. But some people have been having small payments for the trig shares that they've been sold on a percentage. I'm not sure how many were sold yesterday, but I know the day before there was 10,000 sold. Today the turnover in euros has been 100,000, and the price have gone up to 3.17. So as these sell off, and you can check out how much activity we've got going on just by going to, if you just type in Trig Social AB share price, it'll take you to Bourse Frankfurt, which is the actual main site for Frankfurt stock market. And you can see then how many shares are actually being sold off for us or for you because I didn't sell any. Okay, and that and then you can check out what kind of you can work it out. But they can't dump everything on the stock market. People will go, oh, we want it now, we want it now, we want it now. Unfortunately, that's not the way the stock market works. It's like if somebody come along in any company, whether it was BP Oil or whether it was an electricity company or anything, and just massively dump the millions of shares into the market, it kills the share price. End of story. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to work that out, and that is why this is being done over a period of time, and because at the end of the day, VA wants to get the best price for us or for you, so that you can have the price which was promised. For the trig shares. I hope that makes sense. But just keep an eye on what the turnover is on Extra. Extra is actually the online part, and Frankfurt is the sort of main stock exchange where people are chucking their arms around everywhere. Okay, but that is the price to watch. But you can see we've got growth going on there. The higher that price is, the more you're going to get for them. So quite frankly, this has been going up nice and steadily over the past couple of weeks. Which proves that there's an interest in it, and it's going to be a very exciting stock. But I'm just so excited for just 12 months away when when the people who have actually said yes, we're gonna leave them and hold them. Then what kind of money will they be worth? So that's exciting stuff. So hopefully that clears that up. So there's no more what's happening with it. Yep.
The other thing is, do you happen to have the link for the Viral Angels event on January the 25th next year?
I will have. Wait a minute.
Because it's worth putting that in the chat bar because I'm struggling to find it for some reason. I'm looking on the groups. I'm looking on the Facebook group, and
it should be in there.
Yeah, it's not on Soraya's group for some reason. I'm looking on there, and
well, there's one in there for France if anybody wants to go over there next week.
Yeah. But anyway, there's a big event on January the 25th, isn't it? Between 12 midday and 4 o'clock. It drags on to about 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, is Tony turning up, the CEO and the chairman? And
Yes.
Reid?
Yes.
So you can meet the CEO and the chairman on that day, and probably four or five of the companies as well, isn't it?
Yep, and Dominic.
Dominic, yeah, the new CEO as well, yeah.
Yep.
So I certainly recommend taking that afternoon out on January the 25th next year. I've been to 2 of them now over the last 6 months, and it's well worth the afternoon, just from a networking point of view, meeting the CEO, meeting the chairmen, meeting the sort of the directors of the companies, like Trig Media, Athabasca, Orogenics, all the companies in the back office. There's a new wine company that's just come on board now, and obviously there's a gold company there as well, Vasa Mineral.
Yeah.
So there's going to be about 4 or 5 of these directors there, isn't there, of these companies?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, and I don't think there's many companies which you can invest in where you actually get the opportunity to meet the CEOs and owners of those companies, which is once again a unique selling point of VA. Yes, it is. It's in the Aurora Hotel on Bath Road in Heathrow.
The same place as last time, yeah.
No, the one in France is actually on Saturday. Or Saturday. It's Saturday actually. Yeah.
But what we'll do, I'll send a link out on an email. Anyway, all the people that have had links for this webinar, I'll pop a link in an email to you so you can register for that event on January the 25th. And that's a great opportunity to bring along any prospects as well, or anyone sort of sitting on the fence with this opportunity. It definitely converts people, and they certainly see the big picture once they turn up for these couple of hours, on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'd say that's a must. Cancel whatever you're doing on that day, January the 25th, and make an effort. Yes, it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, Adrian, for some reason I can't find this link. I'll get it and I'll.
Somebody, Dawn's put it in. Dawn's put it in the chat. That's great, Dawn. Thanks for that.
Well done, Dawn. How did you find that?
Yeah, I don't know why it's not on the. I looked on the group there, on the Facebook group. I didn't see it straight to hand, and but yeah, that should be widely publicised now over the next few weeks, and certainly I think it's free for guests, isn't it? Is it £10 for members and free for guests?
Yes.
So yeah, bring a few guests along, free tea and coffee and biscuits, and it's free to bring as many guests as you want. So great opportunity.
Absolutely. So listen, guys, if there's no more questions, I'm actually going to go to bed.
Yeah, because you've had a bit of a. Well, you should have slept enough now, man, over the last week, haven't you? In Morocco, you relaxing, haven't you, and enjoying yourself?
No, I've been dune buggy racing actually.
All right. Okay then, guys. Yeah, thanks for that then, and thanks for attending. And I'll probably send an email out now just after Christmas of the next webinar hangout. Probably be the first week after the new year, and but I'll get the links out to you anyway, so you could even start promoting that now for next year.
Yeah.
And use that link there that Dawn's put in the chat. Keep that safe, and pass that out to all any friends or family to book that event.
Okay.
Okay. Cheers, Gary. Thanks for your time.
All right. Cheers, mate.
Okay. Cheers, team.
Guys.
Thanks
Bye.
a lot. Bye.